starting from qualifying on Friday night, the third round of the Super Master Series. Qualifying on Friday night, and it was the Londoner Josh Irfan who took pole position for the Baby Race Paralympic team. His countryman 541 William McIntyre in superb form, taking the heat wins as well on Saturday, along with Powell and Ian Eichmans, who in a few moments' time will start on pole position. Rashid Al-Daheri, who won at Adria, who won at Lonato, did not have the best weekend. He does have the series lead, but he starts back in grid number 20 for the final this afternoon. Popov and Rashid on screen, and also credit should be given to Matteo Bagnardi, who took a heat win in the Intrepid Kart on Saturday as well. At the end of racing, 78 drivers in the mini category, and it's Baby Race Paralympic 1 and 2, and 3 as well with the Russian. That's Ian Eichmans from Herentals in Belgium, alongside Josh Irfan from London in England. Baby Race Paralympic 1 and 2, and also Maximilian Popov from Sochi in southern Russia. The blue and white karts 1, 2 and 3 on the grid. And that's probably an appropriate time to say very good afternoon to Dion Gowda, who had that unfortunate incident at Lonato 2 weeks ago. Dion, we wish you all the best with your recovery. We know you're watching us live from London in England. We can't wait to see you back on track. Your teammates 1, 2 and 3 on the grid. Dion Gowda with Team Baby Race watching on from London, here with us in spirit. Dion from Singapore, we wish you all the best, and we'll see you back at the track soon. That is the Russian son of a Top Gun on screen, Maximilian Popov. Literally, his father Alex is a jet fighter pilot from Sochi in southern Russia. And he starts alongside William McIntyre, that's the pole sitter, on screen with his mechanic Nelson from Herentals in Belgium for Speedwear.be. Second in the series is Eichmans on 177 points to Rashid on 182. But as we say, Rashid is starting way back on the 10th row of the grid. Irfan from London, fastest qualifier on Friday night, on the outside of the front row of the grid. Another Londoner, or Englishman I should say, from just outside Milton Keynes, that's Popov, the Russian. Maximilian starting alongside the other Englishman, William McIntyre, in the 541 Kart Republic chassis. That is Will Mack from just outside Milton Keynes in England. Just lives a few miles from the Red Bull F1 factory. Has been in superb form all weekend. Could upset the status quo. Baby Race Paralympic 1, 2, 3 on the grid. RS competition, the Dane August Turbo on the third row alongside Maciej Gladcic. The pole, that's August, from Denmark. Maciej Gladcic, the pole alongside him, also took a heat win as well. It's really anybody's race. As we say, Rashid is the series leader. It's Maciej from Poland, Paralympic Poland. Rashid on 182 points to Eichmans on 177 points. Powell, third in the series on 115 points. Starting on the fourth row of the grid is 501. As the grid girls leave the circuit, the series will be decided in 2 weeks' time at Sarno, Napoli International Circuit at the foot of the mountain that is Mount Vesuvius. Also in southern Italy on the other side, though. We're on the east coast, down in Puglia, just south of Rome. We will decide the title for 2019 in 2 weeks' time. Of course, a week after that, the WSK Euro Series blasts into life for the first time since 2013, also at Sarno, before going to Angeville, just outside Paris, for the second round of the series. Then Lonato, back up in the north of Italy, and the final of the Euro Series, the last weekend in June, under lights at Adria Karting Raceway. So this is it. We are ready to race. The 1 minute board goes up. And as we say, the Baby Race Paralyn team lock out the first 3 spots on the grid. As ever, Ian Silvestrin, your commentator for this, the final race of the afternoon, here in beautiful Puglia in southern Italy. We're just a few miles, incidentally, from the Nardo test circuit for a few years ago. Jeremy, James and Richard pushed their supercars to well over 200 miles an hour at the Nardo test track. That's only about 20 minutes from here. That was on an episode of Top Gear back when Top Gear was, well, in Top Gear. This is the grid. Baby Race Paralyn 1, 2 and 3. Eichmanns, Irfan and Popov. Wilmack out of 4. Gladchich 5. August Turbo 6. Akshay Bora, the American Singaporean, out of 7. Alongside, yes, let's say it, the Jamaican sensation, Alex Powell on the 4th row of the grid. Dinesen, Skognamillo, the Russians Verolantsev, Fotiev, Kiano and Francesco. Trentin, Marenghi, Filipero, Bondrev, Kutskov, and the series leader, Rashid Aldeheri, out of grid 20. De Decker, the second Belgian, out of 21, alongside Francisco Soldevini. Involved in that incident with Dion, had a spectacular pre-final. He starts out at grid 22. Orlov Putsar, Marcus Sata from Oslo in Norway, alongside the Hungarian Adam Hidej. Caranta, the Swede Bergström, Matrachka, Lochis Claresi from Nice in southern France, then from Siberia and Russia. Dmitry Matviv, Lucas Malik. The Russians on the back row of the grid, also with Mark Kotyaev and Alexander Tabenkin in the 5, 6, 7, Danilo Rossi, DR Kart. Baby Race Paralyn 1, 2, 3. Up to the line and we go green. Eichmanns leads down into turn number 1. The Russian Popov immediately into second place. Irfan into third. As they started, that's how they run. Traffic jam at the first corner as ever. In the 60cc mini category, August Turbo has lost a ton of time. The Dane pushed back outside the top 10. He's falling down through the field. He cannot get traction. He cannot get momentum. And he'll be midfield at the end of this lap. It's being led by Eichmanns. The Russian Popov sits there in second place. Then it's Irfan. Wilmack, P4. So 2 English drivers inside the top 4. The Belgian leads from the Russian. There's Alex Powell sitting in position number 6. An incident on the opening lap, unfortunately, for the American Singaporean Akshay Bora. Here's the first retirement from this. We've got 33 drivers still running here this afternoon. 1, 2, 3, Baby Race Paralyn. Dion watches on his teammates from London in England. And speaking of England, that's exactly where McIntyre comes from. He runs in P4, trying to get past the 3 blue and white karts in front of him. Up the back straight. Here's Eichmanns, the yellow Arai helmet, down through the chicane. Comes the boy from Belgium. The Russian in second place. Then it's the 2 English drivers. Irfan from London goes down the inside and takes the Russian. Wilmack gets up the inside and Popov goes from P2 to being off the podium in one corner. Gladchich and then Powell. The 501 of the Energy Kart wants to join into this battle as well. Of course, Powell 4th in the series, 135 points. As it stands at the moment, yes, there's still 8.5 laps remaining, but Eichmanns would take the lead into the virtual championship. Going into the series decider at Sarno in 2 weeks' time. Powell and Gladchich, the Jamaican and the Pole, make it a 6-kart fight for the lead. Watch the Jamaican in the Energy Kart. Surely he'll make the move on the pole into the hairpin. Meanwhile, Irfan simply drives down the inside. Wilmack makes it an English 1 and 2. Eichmanns goes from first to third in one corner. McIntyre up the inside. England side by side down the main straight. The Paralin Baby Race team may have dominated the grid, but it's McIntyre who leads, but not for long. Irfan retakes the lead. Eichmanns follows him through. Powell is up the inside. Powell goes from 6th to 5th. He's now into 4th place. Up the back straight they go. They need to watch out for Powell. The energy cart will care nothing for the Baby Race Paralins in front of him. Also McIntyre in the Kart Republic as Eichmann slides up the inside. Yes, we can hear you cheering from Head and Tails in Belgium. Over the grass goes Popov, launches the cart. He had nowhere to go, went side by side. The Eastern Europeans, that was Maciej Gladcic, the Pole, and the Russian, as Powell is now up onto the podium. McIntyre in 2nd place, looking racy, as is Powell, whose father, John, is here at the circuit this weekend. John, of course, former competitor in the World Rally Championship, as recently as 5 years ago, as Powell goes down the inside into P2 as he runs too wide. It'll be side by side, he holds off Josh Irfan. Eichmann skips away. Can he make it 2 wins in his WSK career after he won last year at Castelletto di Branduzzo? Powell defensive on Irfan. The Jamaican sensation runs in position number 2. And it's Irfan. Wilmack P4. Popov, Gladcic, Alizadi, Fotiev, Julius Tinason, Skognamiljo, Bondarev, the Ukrainian, Marengi, Trentina, Mendela, Filofero, Bergstrom, and the 2nd Belgian, Dawi Tedeka, just ahead of the Russian, Kirill Kutskov. Francisco Soldavini, as we mentioned, involved in that unfortunate accident 2 weeks ago. The Argentine inside the top 20 in the LKE-powered Lenzo kart. Great to have Francisco back on track here this afternoon. He's had a rotten run of luck. Didn't set a time in qualifying, but he's fighting his way up through the field in the 565 kart as Wilmack goes down the inside and takes his countryman. Once again, the English drivers side by side. The Russian Popov sits in behind them, gets the slipstream 103 k's an hour with the laps running out. Down the inside, and Powell takes the lead. Eichmann's back to 2nd. That puts Powell 3rd in the championship as it stands at the moment. Coming out of turn number 6, the response from Eichmann's, whose father Wim is watching right there at that far part of the circuit. Wim, who competed in the 1999 Indianapolis 500, watching his boy run 2nd here this afternoon. If that's how it was to end, he would still lead into the series final in 2 weeks' time. Rashid Al-Daheri, we're looking for the Emirati. He's in 13th. His countryman, Keanu Al-Azari, up into position number 7. He's the first Emirati, the boy from Dubai, sitting in just behind Maciej Gladcic. As we go back to the front, it is Powell versus Eichmanns. Down the inside goes Josh Irfan. The Englishman back on the podium, gets by Maximilian Popov. McIntyre in 5-4-1. Falls back to 5th place out of turn number 6. The sun is going to start to set here in southern Italy. We've got 2.5 laps remaining here at La Conca, Muro Lecese. Eichmanns lines up the Jamaican. Down through the chicane, nice line by Powell. Can't do anything though because Eichmanns is glued to the rear bumper of the Jamaican. Onto the straight they come. There is 2.5 kilometers of racing remaining here this afternoon at La Conca. Popov from Sochi in southern Russia, the city that hosts the Russian F1 Grand Prix. He's back into 3rd. Trying to take a podium here this afternoon, the Russian son of a Top Gun. It is the Jamaican who leads from the Belgian Eichmanns. The familiar yellow Arai helmet. The Alpine Stars suit the baby race Paralin. It's the Energy who leads. Alex Powell, who took the win at the Winter Cup 3 weeks ago at Lonato, would go third into the series decider in Sarno in 2 weeks' time. Eichmanns is lining him up though into the hairpin. Coming up to the final lap, does not make the move. He's intelligent. He knows the corner to do it will be on the last lap. Not now, where the rest of the field can catch them. Popov still in third, but under huge pressure from Irfan and McIntyre. The Englishman off the podium. Here comes the move. The final lap of the race into turn number 3. Powell looks behind him. Eichmanns is right there. All he will see is the fluorescent yellow helmet of the boy from Belgium. Out of turn 6 for the final time this weekend at Conca. Powell looks left, Powell looks right. They go up the back straight, down the inside. Eichmanns, has he got him as Powell runs wide? No! Down through the chicane. There is one opportunity coming up. You know it. Powell will white line up. Watch Eichmanns go high. His father raced the Indy 500. He takes the IndyCar style high line, but it's not enough. The victory will go to the Jamaican sensation. He wins it from Eichmanns, who is furious. Regardless of the fact that he does take the championship lead into Sarno, Irfan comes home P3 on the podium. Oh, Powell in the energy cart has taken the win here at Conca. What a spectacular final once again from the 60cc mini category. The baby race Paralin kart started 1, 2 and 3. That's where they led for the opening laps, the opening part of this race. Irfan, Popov, and Eichmanns. William McIntyre got involved. He's been superb all weekend. He goes home in 4th place this afternoon, the Englishman. Move down the inside, Irfan and Eichmanns. And then Powell, the driver who went over the ripple strip to get by firstly Maciej Gladjic, the pole. Moving up a spot into the hairpin. And Eichmanns took the lead. He was looking good to take the win. Over the grass goes the Russian Popov, who ultimately would finish in position number 5. Remember, we started with 78 drivers in the mini category. Powell picked them off, all the way up onto the podium, driven by Irfan. And then Alex and Ian pulled away from the rest of the field. Powell made the move. Eichmanns followed him through. Irfan got his way back onto the podium on the very final lap of the race, getting by his countryman Will McIntyre. The final lap, Powell went wide. Eichmanns tried to line him up, took the NASCAR-style eye line, but it wasn't enough. He finishes second, punches the steering wheel. He's furious. He's the boy from Belgium. He wanted to win, but Eichmanns does take the lead handsomely into the series final, but let's give some credit. Can we say it one more time? The Jamaican sensation wins here at Conca. Eichmanns P2 with the series lead, and the Londoner Josh Irfan P3 here this afternoon. McIntyre, Popov, Gladjic, Akshay Bora did recover for 7th, ahead of Keanu Alazzari, Bondrev, Marengi. Trentin was 11th, and Rashid Al-Baheri, not his weekend after dominating much of 2019 so far. The boy from Abu Dhabi from 20th finishes in 12th, and he's second in the series going into Napoli in 2 weeks' time. The Jamaican Alex Powell to stand on the top of the podium in a few moments' time. The podium presentation for 60cc Mini here at Conca in just a few moments. The final podium of the afternoon for the 60cc Mini drivers. 2 weeks' time, the series decider at Il Circuito Internazionale di Napoli. Sarno for the final round of the WSK Supermaster Series. A week after that, the first round of the Euro Series for WSK for 2019. 2 baby race Paralin drivers up here on the podium. And the boy from the Caribbean in the energy cart. A few moments' time, we'll proceed with the podium for the final time here this afternoon at La Conca. We'll see you at 2 weeks at Sarno for the final round of the Supermaster Series. The podium for 60cc Mini. In third place for Team Baby Race from London in England, it's Josh Irfan. Second place here this afternoon and taking the series lead into the title decider at Sarno in 2 weeks' time. The boy from Belgium, Ian Baby Race Eichmans. The winner here at La Conca drives the 501 Energy Cart. You know his name, we call him the Jamaican sensation. It's Alex Powell. The third place trophy to Josh Irfan of London in Great Britain. Second place, Ian Eichmans of Belgium. The winner here at La Conca is from Jamaica, Alex Powell. The national anthem of Jamaica. The podium for the 60cc Mini final. Congratulations to Josh, Ian, and of course, Alex. That's all from La Conca. We will see you in 2 weeks' time. The final of the WSK Supermaster Series at Il Circuito Internazionale di Napoli. And of course, the week after that, the first round, the WSK Euro Series for 2019. On behalf of all the team here at La Conca Murolacese World Circuit, ci vediamo tra 2 settimane a Napoli, Sarno, WSK Supermaster Series. Arrivederci from La Conca.